Yeah, I realized I was very proud of my memory, very proud, I knew. And suddenly now, like, you grow old and you don't remember things so well. And my wife said, "David, you eat too much sweet," which is correct. Well, so sometimes I'm frozen because I don't remember a situation or a name, and then I have to go around this in order to find it. So there is a process of reconstructing the memory. So first time I was scared because I did not remember. Now I kind of try to do this reconstruction, so it makes me think more about it. More or less my impression is that every kid draw, everybody. And then the difference is made either by the family or the kindergarten school, when kids they start to be regulated. And then when they hit 10 or 11 is the worst age, they are copying stuff. Anyway, so I was good in drawing, and at the time they have this special situation for kids, clubs for drawing, whatever, and from that they put me, the teacher there told to my mom, "Look, this guy is good at drawing, there's this high school in Sibiu, which is dedicated to the arts, so go." And they put me there. And this was a country with no choices. You are put in this school, then you, from the general school, high school, then art academy, and then you pop up as an artist on the other side. So I didn't think much, only later. After I became a professional artist, I start to wonder, what am I doing? Why I do that? Why, because I didn't do that. This is new, the last 20 years. But no, I did very academic, very kind of, you have to do this art. And I struggle with it. Yeah, I was not so good. I graduated painting and I was a very boring painter. Well, boring. Not interesting at all. And I knew. Look here, I can do it by myself. I don't need nobody. And I like this freedom. So for me, the drawing in itself, it is freedom. Yeah. And then I published that, and years ago, I published in a magazine, printed out, and the editor-in-chief never saw the drawing before printing. I have the full freedom. Now I put it on Facebook, I publish myself, right? And this is amazing in a way. So, yeah. Because there were a time where I could not do that, and I will always remember. And probably in this very moment, there are people in this world who could not do that right now. So I remember this, and I try to use both the freedom and the responsibility, I think. Well, if you ask me directly, I think education is the base of this society, but depending what education. So I've been mainly just put on a track, and they didn't cultivate or they didn't educate me to use my freedom or my talent even. My teacher in the art school, and they don't think this is art. It took me 30 years and I never convinced nobody. But I have to tell you like this, mainly I had counter models. I didn't like it at all, so I escaped it. I was very happy that I have a very bad school, because I could escape. I could detach myself from this kind of education. Now, if I look back, I become much more understandable about some of the teachers, some of the practice. The fact that I educate my skills was not so damaging, I was thinking, because I was frustrated. They never educated my thinking, Maybe that was not so bad, But yeah, in some ways, even in a dictatorship, when you study art, you somehow touch freedom more than other people, I think. So somehow even the fact that we could have a little longer hair than any other students meant something, I think. So without knowing, I was in a territory, and I want to keep it, this kind of more free of expression. So yeah, sometimes I learn things and I don't do them now, so I know. I even learned that somehow. I don't want to enter this, I don't like that, So I make my own path, but it was not easy. I went wrong direction numerous times. I try to make installation art or, try to, until I become more relaxed. Not that I sleep very well. Sometimes I, I don't sleep because I thought, I have to change that or, something. But I feel very comfortable. It's like I'm speaking this language and I know to speak it. I can't speak it.